So winter's coming, unless you live in the southern hemisphere. But for people like me up here north, I live in Michigan, winter is coming and snow is in the future. It's not a question of will it snow, it's when's it gonna start and how much we're gonna get. Now last year, I decided I would go and purchase my very first piece of electric home lawn equipment, I guess you could call it. I purchased a snowblower, and I did so with some reservations. I had concerns, obviously, that I wasn't going to be able to clear my entire driveway and my sidewalks on a single charge, or that if I got like a really heavy snowfall, I wouldn't have the power to even move the snow off my driveway, let alone clear the whole thing in one charge, especially the stuff at the end of the driveway, you know, that giant ice wall that the plow trucks like to leave for you. But the convenience of just popping a battery in, clearing out my driveway and the sidewalk it just sounded too good to be true. So I decided I would give it a shot. The brand that I decided to go with was Ego. Now this isn't a sponsored video for Ego in any way, but after looking at all the other electric snowblower options out there, the one I decided to go with was Ego. And I decided that for a couple of reasons. The first one was most of the reviews for their equipment seemed pretty positive. There was some negative ones out there, but for the most part, the average seemed that people kind of liked the Ego products, which made me feel a little better about going with an electric piece of lawn equipment. I knew that if this Ego snowblower turned out to be decent and I had a good experience with it, I would probably want to pick up, some lawn equipment to use in the summer. And since I didn't have any existing electric lawn equipment, I wanted to pick a good brand that I thought people liked before I got locked into the battery ecosystem. And that's the second reason why I chose Ego, is that the batteries, from what I could see, most people said that they were pretty good. And my experiences over the last year have been pretty positive. The batteries charge well, they hold their charge in storage well, they have good indications on them. They seem like a pretty decent product as a battery standpoint. So I decided to go down to Ace Hardware and pick up a single-staged Peak Power Plus snowblower with the Steel Auger. The kit that I bought came with the snowblower, two 7.5 amp hour batteries, and the dual port charger, and it costs around $850. Now this kit is still available for around the same price, but you can also buy the kit for a little cheaper with two 5 amp hour batteries and the dual port charger, or you can get like the same kit as I did with the 7.5 amp hour batteries, but instead of the dual port charger, it comes with the fast charger for the same price-ish, $850. So I figured that a single stage would be more than enough for what I have to clear. The driveway and sidewalk area that I'm looking to take care of is about 1,020 square feet. And I chose the Steel Auger version because of all that ice that the plow trucks like to pile up in front of my driveway. The rubber paddle ones normally do a better job getting the snow off of concrete, but they kind of have a tougher time cutting through the ice, and clearing the ice from the end of the driveway was way more important than getting all the way down to the concrete on my driveway. Assembly of the snowblower, pretty basic. You take it out of the box, you put the chute on it, you attach the handlebars, charge your battery, you're good to go. There's really not much for assembly when it comes to something like this. Now the first time I used it was, we only got like 2 inches, like a light dusting of snow, but a new piece of stuff, I gotta use it. So I went out there with it, cleared all the 2 inches out of my driveway and sidewalks easily. There was no problem. I only used about half the charge on my battery. So at that point I started to be less concerned that I wasn't gonna be able to clear the whole driveway on a single charge, and I kind of enjoyed the whole experience. I will say it wasn't as quiet as I thought it was gonna be. In my head, I assumed that an electric snowblower would be like whisper quiet. Wasn't the case. It's a lot louder than I thought it was going to be. That being said, the snowblower I had before this was like a 1980s Montgomery Ward snowblower that was super loud. So compared to that one, it's quiet, and I can take this snowblower out early in the morning before work, clear the driveway, or even late at night. It has headlights, clear the driveway, not worry about being a nuisance in the neighborhood. But the real test for this snowblower came later that year. February 2nd, 2022, Michigan, my area was hit with a pretty big snowstorm for what we normally get. It started out with just a whole bunch of rain, then it moved into a whole bunch of freezing rain, and then that rain went to snow, and then my area got about a foot of snowfall on top of all that rain and ice that had already previously fell. The worst part was I wasn't even home while this snowstorm was going on, so I couldn't go out like halfway through the storm, clear everything out, and then just finish up when it was all done. I knew that I was gonna go home to a disaster in my driveway and have to try to clear this whole foot of snow out with ice, and all I had was this brand new electric snowblower that I wasn't really sure if that was something they could handle. But that being said, it crushed it. It cleared the whole driveway, the sidewalks, even at this point, which was a 2-foot wall, an ice wall at the front of my driveway from all the plow trucks moving all this snow during the storm. It cleared it all out. Now, the giant 2-foot snowbank took a little bit of work since it was taller than the snowblower. I had to take a couple runs at it, but it eventually chewed through the whole thing, and I got the whole driveway, all the sidewalks, the ice wall taken care of on a single charge. And I was really surprised and kind of amazed. It didn't bog down or anything like that, just chewed right through it. Even more surprising is that it wasn't even completely dead when it was all said and done. There was only one bar left, so it could have died at any minute, but it had a little bit of juice left in the tank. It could have ran a little bit longer. I don't know how much longer, but for me, 1 foot of snow with 1,020 square foot of clearing area was easily accomplished with 2 batteries that are 7.5 amp hour each. So if that's something similar size to what you got, you should be good. All in all, the snowblower worked wonders that whole entire last year, and I can't really wait to use it this year. I do enjoy snowblowing for whatever reason. I enjoy like mowing the yard too, so I'm a bit of a weirdo, but I can't wait for it to start snowing so I can bust this thing back out. And again, the convenience of it is just great. I use it, and then when I'm done, I pop the batteries on the charger. They charge up. When they're full, they just stop charging, and then when I go out there and need to use it again, they're just there, ready to go, pop them in, clear everything out, easy peasy. So even though I had concerns about getting an electric snowblower after using it for an entire year, that's not the case. I would definitely buy this Ego snowblower again, no questions asked. I mean, to be honest, I like it so much. This summer, I went out and I bought the lawnmower. I have a leaf blower now. I have the power head with the rototiller, weed eater, and edger. I kind of went all in on the Ego stuff, and the snowblower, plus all my lawn equipment, I've had nothing really bad to say about it. So if you're like me and you're on the fence if you should get an electric snowblower, will it be enough? I'd say if you have an area similar to mine, you could do about 10 to 12 inches of snow easily on one charge with the 2 7.5 amp hour batteries. If you have a bigger area to clear, then maybe you need to get some extra batteries to help you along. I guess the only con I would say about this snowblower is if you have a driveway that's gravel, this would not be the best choice. It would just pick up all your gravel, throw it all over your yard, and you'd be pretty sad about that. If I had to clear like a gravel driveway or a gravel area, the 2-stage snowblower from Ego is what I would get. It has adjustable skid shoes to keep you out of the gravel, make it easier to clear. Also, if you live in an area maybe farther north, somewhere that you get larger amounts of snow, maybe 12, 14, 18 inches of snowfall on a single go, 2-stage is a lot better snowblower for you to get through all that heavy snow a lot easier. And I do think it's worth mentioning that the snowblower is not self-propelled. Now the 2-stage one is, this single-stage one is not. The wheels are just there to roll, that's all they do. That being said, it's not a problem to me. The machine itself was very light, at least compared to my 1980s Montgomery Ward snowblower. It's easy to move around, and the auger churning away at the front, blowing snow, kind of moves the machine along. So there's really no issue in it not being self-propelled, at least for me. So all in all, I am not at all upset with my decision to purchase this electric snowblower. Regardless of what I thought going into it, it's worked wonders. It continues to just be easy to use. The best part is I don't smell like fumes when it's all said and done, which is probably the biggest pro to the whole electric snowblower deal. And even my lawnmower and weed eater and snowblower and, well, leaf blower all work great. I have no complaints. I would buy them all again. So if you're on the fence like me and you have a similar area like me, I say do it. You'll like it.